What's going on, everybody? This is Arturo from Laveau. This is Vision Toll Media. I am here with a special guest tonight from Donella Drive. His name is Andrew Salazar. That's the last name, right? Did I get it right?
Salazar. Yeah.
Salazar. We are here with our first guest, and then I have my partner Miguel Natal here with Vision Toll Media, the owner of Vision Toll Media. We decided to bring out Andrew tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit, get to know him a little bit, and, he's going to explain what he does, how it happens, Donella Drive, the history of Donella Drive, and how long they've been here in San Antonio. So how you doing, man?
Doing all right.
Yeah? Cool,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's
all right.
fun.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Just, make sure you keep it, right there.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what's up, dude. So one thing I've been wondering for a while, Andrew, is I remember before I got into the music scene and started with Laveau, I saw you guys doing really fucking well. And this was back in 2015, and I think it was Anomalous, right? That
yes.
you guys released?
Yes.
And dude, that EP was so sick. Who did you record that with?
We went to a guy named Aaron Michael Harvey out of AMH Studios. Mm-hmm. He did that. We did a bunch of songs, and not just that album. We put out a bunch of EPs and singles, not EPs, singles with him. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if he's still recording or not. I actually miss him a lot.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah.
Is that how y'all met?
How did we meet, man?
Oh, me and Andrew?
Yeah. How did we meet?
Honestly, I think I reached out to them, dude, and I was like, yo, you guys are sick, blah, blah, all fucking fangirling, right? Oh, my God, you fucking guys. And I was like, oh, dude, you guys are awesome, because, I didn't know anything about being in a band. I was still, discovering bands in San Antonio. Yeah. And I think the way that we met was, I don't even remember, dude.
I don't remember either.
Because I remember when I first met Andrew, it was, I bought tickets to the Slaves concert, and then I thought we were meeting up for other stuff. Oh, here's some tickets. Oh, okay, cool. No, I'm just kidding. But I remember you ended up talking to me for maybe a good 30 minutes.
Yeah, dude, we were hanging out. It was a bank parking lot. Yeah, we were just hanging out, talking.
Yeah, and at that time, we kind of were watching we're barely getting back into the music scene. Me and the guitarist Roy, and I think me and Roy had started a band previous, and we weren't really studying, or I wasn't studying the outside local scene. Mm-hmm. And then I guess when we started this band, you guys were on our radar, and the Heroin, and other bands here and there, Rumors. Yeah. And when I remember just when I met you, I was like, oh shit, this is one of the top band.
Oh wow.
And then that's why I was kind of trying to get more information out of you, as far as how does the music scene works, because I think we're barely trying to get into the music scene as far as playing shows, or learning who to talk to as far as promoter wise, or who do we talk to as far as getting shows here and there. And then I can't remember what you really said. I think you mentioned Twin Productions. Shout out to Jen.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a big mouth. I just tell everybody everything.
Yeah, which is cool. Which is fucking cool, because I'm the same way. I don't really keep secrets. It's kind of one of those things where I thought a lot of bands were doing at the time were not giving us info who to contact, or they just kind of blow us off. Which I can understand. We're nobody at the time. I mean, but still,
Yeah, but I just know how it is, man. When you're starting off a band, no one cares who you are, gives a shit. You know what I mean?
And I think I even invited you to one of our practice.
Yeah.
And I was at the time I'm thinking this guy's not gonna fucking take this time out of his day, because he has his own band to take care of. Yeah. So I was just thinking about oh man, that was such a dumb thing to say. But I'm glad we had that conversation, and we still I'm glad we grew a friendship out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And same thing with
you guys are awesome.
And same thing with as far as we play shows together, and I think that's fucking badass. We get to play with you guys here and there. As far as the I know you guys have a 5-year span of Donella Drive.
This is our, we started the band in 2012.
Oh, okay.
Dude, so the first year it was just me and my little brother and another guitar player. We were writing songs.
Oh, yeah, I remember had a second guitarist.
Yeah, we did have a second guitarist when we first started the band. We had no drummer. No one wanted to play drums for us. So we were just writing songs. We wrote I don't know how many songs. We wrote one of those songs. We still play it to this day. It's called Late Night. That was one of the first songs we ever wrote. And that song is 7 years old now. 8 years old. Something like that.
Damn.
So yeah, it's been a while. We've been doing it for a while. So yeah.
That was actually my next question, dude. When you say a while, how long? where did it originate? Donella Drive, like where did the roots start? Like
like I said, it was in 2012. We were writing that whole year. 2012, we were writing that whole year in the room with that. It was me, Aiden Escalante, my brother, and this guy named Furman playing guitar as well. And we were writing songs together in his room for like a year, like just garage band stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
just trying to get it going. Because my band before that had broken up. I was in a band called Brotherhood.
Okay.
And we had broken up or whatever, and I was trying to get something going again. So we couldn't find a drummer. So like literally 8 months of just writing and trying to get something going, and then finally we found Colt Lyons, our original drummer, and we had him for like a long time. So it's we went through various lineup changes. Our first show that we ever officially played though was in 2013 at Fitzgerald's. That was our first show ever. It was like January of 2013. Yeah, that was our first official show.
Yeah,
I remember because it was my friend's birthday show. So yeah, great in 2013.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's
So
crazy,
yeah, that's how long we've been doing it, dude.
Hell yeah.
Aiden was a baby, dude. I don't even think. Yeah, like I remember we played a couple shows in the mix, like early off, and I think he was like 17, maybe 18. So he would play and then have to like leave or go outside. And
oh yeah.
Oh, because of the bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember like when we were like researching like the bands. I remember like watching like the instrumental of you guys, and then y'all had like a girl named Emily.
Yeah, we had her for
Emily. What do you mean?
Emily Yanez. That was our well, technically she was our second singer. Our first singer was Jojo Badillo. Okay. And then
but nothing got recorded.
Nothing got recorded with him.
Oh.
And then we had this girl named Emily Yanez. We had her for like a couple months. That didn't work out. And then we were instrumental. And then we had Gabriela Macias on when we found her through Craigslist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Fucking Craigslist, right?
We'll come back to that story on
yeah.
But like, so y'all went through how many singers in the early days before y'all actually recorded Anomalous?
Yeah, it was 3 singers.
Singers?
Yeah, so Ella was our third singer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then she's the one that ended up on Anomalous on Spotify, right?
Yeah. She's the one that's singing on that record, yeah.
Okay, which you guys can check out on Spotify, by the way, with that one that they have on there.
Yeah.
So what works for you guys? Like, I know like learning like with all those singers, I'm pretty sure like at some point you figured out like, okay, like this has to be just us now. Like what made y'all think about like, or what did y'all figure out as far as like that formula wasn't working out with like having just a singer
with Gabriella?
No, just like another person added on, like because I know y'all had like another
like
guitarist.
trying to adapt, I guess, like
like y'all had another guitarist, but I guess like
what made us kind of figure out it wasn't working. I don't know, it was just like
kind of like keeping it as a trio, and y'all like because I feel like the trio right now is like it's pretty badass, like that's pretty
what it's supposed to be. Almost.
Yeah.
I don't know, just trial and error, people come in and out, and it just wasn't working, wasn't clashing, wasn't vibing, stuff wasn't sounding right, it was kind of like a big jumbled mess sometimes. It's kind of you play a couple shows and you're just like, oh, it just doesn't sound good. It just sounds kind of muddy and
gotcha. Yeah,
things are clashing. It's not flowing. You can kind of feel it.
Right, like a natural feel.
Yeah, natural feeling. It's like a vibe.
But I think that's like with almost every musician, that you just have that natural instinct of connecting naturally with people.
Yeah.
And if it's not working, if you're not feeling it, then it's not.
Within like the first 20 seconds, like with Colt, we knew like pretty quick, like the first jam session, we're like, okay, I want that guy.
Yeah.
And it's not like he was like the craziest, most like technical drummer. Like,
was he like the first drummer?
No, we had like he was like the first guy who like stuck around, like the first original drummer. We had people trying out, people, we had our flakes, of course, and then people kind of filling in here and there. We had some people like we had John from the Heroin, Johnny Lightning from the Heroin.
Oh, yeah.
He actually recorded like an early version of one of our first songs at this horrible studio. He did like a demo with us, but he was super busy with the Heroin. But that was early on, like 2000, like I said, 12, 13, around that time period. But yeah, Colt Lyons was our first official drummer, like that stayed, stuck around. Like I said, I knew within the first like 10 seconds, like just his vibe, his groove, that it was gonna work.
It just fit.
Yeah. Especially as a bass player, like I click with the drummer the most,
Right.
And I know,
Yeah, I know that when I first saw you guys, I was like, damn, that drummer is fucking tight.
Yeah.
Like he like every hit was like just a strong hit.
Yeah.
And then like when I saw you at the Slaves concert,
Mhm.
I was just like blown away, and literally like everyone like I didn't see any of my friends, but later on maybe that month or week
Mhm.
they were like, oh, you were at that show, and then like, dude, fucking Donella Drive, and it was fucking cool because I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, like that's pretty badass.
Yeah,
like,
that's badass, man.
that you know, like you guys are always like leaving an impression on fans, new
Mhm.
fans, or just
For sure.
people that you know, that are
Mhm.
barely like just finding about you guys,
Yeah.
or even if like they've never seen you guys but they were friends of you guys.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure like when they saw y'all live, you're like, oh shit, like these guys are fucking.
Now we really try, and the live show to us is the most important. You know, like as far as like even stage presence. You know, we practice a lot. We try and practice since the beginning of this band. We practice like twice a week.
Yeah.
Always trying to come up with ideas to keep the show flowing. No dead space. Just keep it like a constant flow. Like we want to put on a show, and we want to put on. You know, we try to have a good stage presence so people will get into music.
Yeah.
You see the band getting down, it makes you want to get down in the crowd. You know.
Yeah. I know.
It's all part of the show. People want to see a show. They don't want to see, you know.
Yeah, and you guys nail it every time.
Yeah,
dude.
we try, man. We try.
The other thing too was gonna say like I know you guys just got Steven in
Yeah.
the band, and how's
Steven's amazing.
oh
Yeah, Steven. Like I said, like referring back to Cole, like I knew within like 10, 20 seconds, like Steven was the guy. I was like, he's
who reached out, or like how did y'all like end up like
at that time. We were kind of in between drummers. Johnny Lightning was playing drums for us,
Mhm.
and he got super busy with the heroin. You know.
Yeah,
And-
because I know they're pretty active.
Yeah, they're super active. They play big shows. They go on tour.
Yeah,
And he just couldn't dedicate the time that we needed. You know, there's no hard feelings, bad blood, anything like that. But yeah, so he quit. We kind of agreed, like, hey, like, you know, it's not working out. We want someone who's gonna put more time. You know what I mean? And so we put out, you know, on Facebook that we're looking for a drummer, and we had a really good response. A lot of people hit us up. We were kind of surprised by the response that we got, and so we had that week we had set up like 3 tryouts.
Yeah.
And then Steven hit us up to, you know, about trying out. And then
was he like the last one in line?
No, he was actually the first one.
Oh, okay.
So like it kind of sucked too, cuz like we jammed with Steven it was like a Monday night. We had like 2 other jams like Wednesday and Thursday, something like that. Nice. And so like we jammed with Steven, we're like, that's the guy. Yeah. And we still had the other jams
2 to come out.
Yeah, 2 to come out, and then after every one we were like, Steven. Nice. Steven's the guy. Yeah.
That's
nice.
and
it's not like those other guys were bad. Like they were amazing drummers, you know what I mean?
Right.
But just the vibe was just there.
Yeah, for sure.
Like instantly.
So what was it that inspired you to start playing music? Like what was it that made you, especially bass?
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that like I've seen you play live, and like your bass skills is pretty good, you know that. But what was it that?
What do you mean pretty good? It's fucking. He's like on another level.
Right. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Okay, Miguel. No, but so what was it that drove you, dude, to have the passion for that?
Well, my uncle, we're pretty close in age. He actually had got a guitar from my grandpa, which was his dad. Pretty much my grandpa came to me one day and he was like, hey, I bought your uncle a guitar. I want to buy you an instrument too. Yeah. Cause he was a musician as well. He played the accordion and he gigged, you know, back in the day when he was a little younger. Yeah. And he wanted to get us into music too. Right. And he asked me one day, he was like, so what instrument do you want to play? And I wanted to be a drummer.
Oh shit!
I wanted to be a drummer. I was like,
me too.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. And I was like, can you buy me some drums, Grandpa? He's all, no. He's like, I'm gonna buy you a bass. And like, I didn't even know what a bass was. Yeah. You know, I was 11 years old. Didn't know what it did. So like, they were kind of explaining to me what it did. Right, you know, I was, like I said, I was 11 years old, a little ass kid. Mm. So
literally that was your first instrument.
Literally that was my first instrument. And then I kind of
no band experience before, as far as like school band and stuff.
No,
like that.
nothing. I mean, I kept it. That bass, the same bass.
Like you kept going with it. Like
I just didn't stop. I just kept playing. Different people kind of showed me different things. My uncle, he's in a band now too. They're doing big stuff. Mm-hmm. They're a death metal band. They're called Flesh Hoarder. Mm-hmm. But he was like the first guy I jammed with. Nice. As a little kid, like, you know, we're learning our Metallica covers, and, you know, or whatever we're into, Marilyn Manson, Korn.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
what was your first song that you learned? Like,
the very first song I ever learned, I went right hard off the bat. I try to learn the bass solo.
Up, bro.
No, I try to learn the bass solo of Metallica. Anesthesia Pulling Teeth. That was the first thing I tried to learn.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
okay.
the very first thing, because I got like the Kill 'Em All tablature book.
Oh, nice.
That's my fucking favorite album.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
That's my favorite album.
So I got that, and I went trying to learn that. I did learn it. I know pieces of it to this day. I can play to like a certain point.
Yeah.
But just mainly not because I can't do it. I just forgot. You just forget. But yeah. So that's kind of how I started. That young. And I played my first show when I was like 13 years old.
Nice.
So everything was like self-taught. You didn't have a teacher. Or anything?
No, literally like just playing the music, playing to putting on. I think I recorded like the VMAs one year, and I recorded like Bush playing or like
nice.
just things you hear on back then.
What inspires you?
What inspires you?
Grow,
Yeah. I remember my uncle. He made me buy like a Primus album. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's sick.
He made me buy a Tales from the Punch Bowl by Primus. That's what the album's called.
Nice.
And then just like different people, like my brother's dad, he was a musician as well. He played in a bunch of local bands here in town. They were called Chapstick, and then he was playing with a band called Pitbull Daycare. They were doing big stuff too at one point. They were signed and they did their thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's what's up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So like when it comes to, I know you guys took a little while, and this is before I came into the music scene that I didn't know. Mm-hmm. But I know it took y'all a while to get where you are, but like it's great, dude. You have so many fucking supporters that want to help you. Like so not help you, I'm sorry. Like so many supporters that like want to be there just for y'all. Like whenever you put together a show, dude, it's like, oh, Donella Drive, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Like I think y'all set your roots already in San Antonio, dude, and it's really awesome to see like how many people will come out to support y'all,
Yeah.
Like no matter who's singing, no matter who's playing guitar, like there's still
no
there.
one's singing. It's I can't think. I mean, it's crazy. It's a crazy feeling,
Yeah, and it's really awesome to see it from the outside looking in, because like from the outside looking in, like not being in Donella Drive and seeing y'all, it's like whoa, but then the inside it's like, oh shit, like I see all these people, like it's badass, it's humbling,
No, it is humbling.
But I was gonna ask, dude, like what, like having to deal with all those singers, and then people knowing all the singers that you dealt with, like how do you feel about that personally, you yourself? It's
part of being in a band. It's inevitable. I mean, name one band that still has all the original members. Like, you can't.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you really can't.
I'm trying to think. I'm like,
it's part of the band. People can either deal with it or they don't care. It's part of being in a band, no matter what. Like even you guys have different rotating singers, bass player. It's part of it.
We learned that. Like I think we were going through the same thing for a while. Like as far as like the singers, I think at one point I wanted to do a show where it was called "The Show Must Go On" and just basically get like 3 or 4 bands that lost their singers within that year, but like just doing like an instrumental thing, and it's kind of like I wanted to name the thing "The Show Must Go On" because like I felt like out of those 3 or 4 bands that I had in mind, like those were the bands like still wanted to continue, like regardless, like one person gets out of the band and pretty much the whole band starts falling apart.
Yeah, no, and you got to fight through that.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like it's weird because like I have all these ideas, and like also too like because I'm not too much invested in the music scene as far as like some people are. Like I try to get it to like every show, but like being in a band.
What do you mean like invested in the music scene?
Like the best example I can have is Oscar Moreno, like the photographer.
Oh yeah, like, he's deep in there, dude.
Like him, like he's always at every show. He promotes shows that he's gonna be at, or not even if he's gonna be at, just that he's gonna be there at the Strip, and these are shows that you should go check out and stuff like that. And I think that's like one of the coolest things. Like one of the people there, I think another one is I think her name is Amanda Yanez.
I've heard of her,
she's also another one that like is pretty heavily invested in like the music scene, and like she promotes like shows, artists and stuff like that. And I think she's an artist herself. Along with Oscar, he's like a band photographer, and and promotes bands. And I think some of your pictures always came out like on like on current SA Current, I think, right?
Yeah.
And dude, they really support y'all like a lot.
And
like,
I think
y'all on there a lot.
It was one of his photos for the cover for the single that y'all put out for the one with you guys singing in it?
Which one?
Oh, Golden?
For Golden?
No, not Golden.
For Feel Better.
Feel Better, yeah. Was that his photo?
Honestly, I feel bad. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
there is.
Because
Yeah,
I feel like that's his style, and like he does like the flash
the
and
effects
like,
and stuff.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, okay, that looks like Oscar Moreno photo.
Yeah.
But it's cool because like, like you guys stuck it out as far as like we're talking about like the going through like the turmoil of like being in the band and like going through our members and stuff like that and continuing, and for you guys to like put out a single without a singer and just having you guys as vocals. I was like,
that's the hustle right there, man.
I was like, this is a pretty dope ass song. Like, why didn't they do this in the first place?
It's just like a learning. You learn. It's learning curves. You
can't just do it right away.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, I know.
And you know what? Like, what's crazy is that like I never wanted to be a singer. You know what I mean? Like, and that was my first time ever writing lyrics. My first time ever recording vocals. So
with who? With
just in general, like in my whole musical career, I've only been a bass player. I don't want to do anything else. Just play bass. But when you're forced, it's either wait around and do nothing, for a singer just to pop out of nowhere in the sky. You know what I mean? Just fall out and fall out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It isn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Or you just do it yourself. And we took it in our own hands. You know what I mean? Why wait around for someone to magically appear? Like.
So when y'all wrote that song, was that song already written, or did y'all write it out of like like not being?
Oh, Feel Better. We wrote it. Yeah, we wrote it for a singer. To someone to come rescue us and sing badass over it. But when we were recording the song, I came up with the melody, of course, for the verses, and I started hearing stuff.
Who brought the idea as far as like, oh, maybe we should sing on this?
I think it was my brother, honestly.
Aiden?
Aiden. Yeah, he's like, let's just try it, man. And then he was kind of struggling with the verses, and I was like, maybe I should try it. You know what I mean? I think I sing okay, decently.
When you say struggling with the verses, what do you mean, like lyric wise or?
No, because I actually had one night I wrote like the whole song. I wrote the lyrics and had the melodies already, and and I kind of was hearing it a certain way. So when we were in the studio trying to when we were recording the song, I was like, let me give it a try. Screw it. I've never, like I said, I've never sang.
Yeah.
On
first
a recording.
Time
first time for everything.
First time for everything.
Just totally green with everything.
Yeah.
And and it came out awesome, and we got that was probably like the biggest response we've ever gotten.
So before that, I know that, and this is something I want to come back to.
Yeah.
Which is you had your singer Ella, and she was singing for y'all for how long?
She was in the
2
band,
years, maybe?
On and off for 2 years.
On and off for 2 years.
Yeah.
So what was it that happened with that? If you don't mind me asking.
It was just a mixture of things. Just crazy stuff that happened.
Right.
In between band members and just drama.
Oh,
you know what I mean? We wrote some cool stuff. We did some cool shows. We did a lot of cool things. We went on tour. We played River City Rock Fest twice.
I saw that. Yeah, dude, that was sick as fuck.
Yeah, we got to open for Deftones, and we
played with so sick.
We played with Megadeth.
Dude, you had me like my jaw on the floor when you told me you opened up for Rob Zombie. And,
that was in the preview. That was in the previous band. Yeah.
Calm down,
because I'm a big fan of Korn. Like, they're one of the first bands that like I got into like as far as like me wanting to because I like you I wanted to be a drummer.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, "Nah, you're not gonna get drums."
I think that's all of us though. How we grew up listening to Korn.
Well,
I
think
12 years old.
Yeah.
Well, I think everyone just listens to different things that makes them, continue and like whatever they
branch
want.
Their passion. Yeah.
Their passion as far as either vocals, drums, or guitar. And if you're lucky enough, your parents will buy you the drums.
Yeah.
if you ask for it. And I think like you I was denied, getting drums too, and they got me like a
denied freedom. That's what you're denied.
They got me like a $100 maybe kit from
First Act or what?
From Walmart. No. Oh yeah, no, it was First Act, but it was a little 10-watt amp and like a First Act guitar, and it was like in the shape of a Gibson. It was like totally ripped off from Gibson. I fucking love that thing. Like as much as I didn't want to be a guitarist, like I learned like all the radio songs, all of them, and I think the first song I learned was with the White Stripes, the Seven Nation Army.
Dun,
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 dun.
Yeah.
And it was so weird because like I remember I learned the roots, and I think that's all I need to learn through the whole song. And
But yeah, dude, that's one thing that we learned together, me, Miguel, Randy, and Roy, is that like you can't have one person doing everything, dude. It's too much pressure, too much fucking work, dude. And you're trying to make stuff happen. Everyone else is just like, what, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but when all of y'all are doing like the grease and the oil and all that shit for the fucking machine to go through, dude, then it like happens so like like smooth.
Yeah, like I'm like
transition
for sure, man. Like the last record, I was so stressed out. I pretty much no offense to any of the guys in the band, but like we recorded the album. You know, that was all good and all, but you know, there's more to it than that. There's a whole they're promoting the album, getting the artwork, setting up, you know, photo sessions and booking the show. There's a lot of things that go into it. And then last time I was in charge of that, and this time around, you know, everyone's doing their part. You know, like Steven wants it real bad. My brother Aiden wants it real bad. We want something to happen. Right. You know, we want to get our music out there.
For sure, dude.
Because we think we deserve it. You know what I mean? We work hard.
Honestly, dude, I think when you say we deserve it, like I agree with you, only because of the amount of work that you put in. Like sometimes I think about those mobster gangster movies. It's like they call him an earner, right? It's like, hey, yo, no Joey, he's an LV. It's like because he earns his keep, he earns his shit, and he works his way up. Like you get what you deserve, you get what you work for, bro. You know, so like of course I think you guys deserve so much because y'all have worked your way up through all these years, and like you have a lot of people who support y'all in the city, you know, in San Antonio. So I think that's really cool, man. Yeah,
we definitely appreciate anyone who supports this band, just buys anything, streams it, whatever.
Your eyes, anything.
Yeah, anyone. Give me a hug after a show when I'm all sweating gross. I don't care.
Finger with their finger, just
like whatever. I appreciate it all. It's all love. Yeah.
How does the like I guess the 2012 Andrew music like feel about the Andrew? I'm sorry. How does the Andrew in 2012 being in the music scene felt about the music scene back then versus now, Andrew?
Honestly, it's in a good place. There's so many good bands, man. Like there was
like 7 years, right?
Yeah, Jesus. 7 years. Yeah, there's so many good bands.
Times have changed.
Doing things, yeah, you know, like you guys, and there's lots of bands doing cool stuff. You know, everyone's talented. You know what I mean? It's just, it's awesome. It's awesome, you know, and it's challenging. You know, you gotta step your game up to stand out amongst everybody.
For sure.
Like,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because like I said, everyone's talented. Everyone's doing cool stuff. Like you have to literally just keep your chops up.
I feel like it was more getting into it. Like I feel like it was more of a metal scene. Getting into it like in 2014, 2015 when our band started.
Wait, what do you mean metal scene?
Like it was more of like it was you know, there's nothing wrong with the metal scene as far as like it.
The metal scene is still big though. I think.
No, it's still big, but I feel like it's other music is being a little bit more accepted as far as like at venues and like shows are more able to like book more bands of certain
like alternative
genres,
rock or indie and shit like that.
Yeah, versus like I mean to me like when like I said like unless I was like in a like very tunnel vision like on just the metal scene. I mean I could be wrong, but like I feel like it was more like favored towards the metal scene as far as like if you weren't a national act.
I think for its time I think that's
that's like, a good statement.
Like, but like as far as like if you weren't a national act, like if you're a local and you were like an indie, like I feel like you didn't really have nowhere to go or like who to book with that much. Like, you know, rather than like now I feel like we have more of a bigger pool of like different types of genre music people are creating here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, then there's you know, there's lots of venues now too. Lots of people who are supporting the local music scene. You know, like Limelight, 502. There's Vibes now, Rockbox. You know. Yeah. There's lots of venues doing and supporting music. It's really cool.
Local music.
Times are changing, man. Because I felt like that too. Like when I consider myself like a bloomer, dude. When I say that, it's because everybody in my high school was like playing in bands, and then I have classmates who played in another song for a girl.
Oh yeah,
and you know them?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, dude. So like I wasn't going out to shows because like my parents were really strict. It wasn't until like I reached like 21, 22 that I started going out to shows. So like I didn't get to see how the music scene was back then, like in the 2010s and all that shit. But like now seeing it, I can say like I guess it's changing and it's diverse.
Dude,
and like,
honestly, it goes in waves too. Like when I was in Brotherhood, like our last couple shows, like they were almost sold. The White Rabbit, well back then, now Paper Tiger, but the White Rabbit, they were almost sold out shows. Mm-hmm. Like they were packed front to back.
Yeah.
And then when I was even younger, when I was like 12, 13 years old, back in the old school White Rabbit days, a Friday, Saturday night, the White Rabbit was packed almost every time. But it goes in waves. Like, it's highs and it drops down and comes up again. I think it's definitely on an up trend right now.
Okay.
For sure,
dude.
Badass. Like as far as like the music scene, like
just music scene in general. There's good metal bands. There's there's a lot of good hardcore bands now. I mean, even like the indie side, like there's lots. Like I said, there's so much talent here. You have to, keep your chops up and keep your musicality up because like everyone's talented.
What is right now? What is your go-to album as far as like Andrew gets off work, takes off his shoes, puts on his
usually it's the car ride home.
The car ride home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Takes off my eyebrows. What am I jamming right now? Usually I always go back to the old school shit.
Old school.
What's funny is that like early on we got compared to that band so much.
For real?
And I'd never heard them.
Oh, really?
Ever. And people would tell us like, y'all sound just like Dance Gavin Dance.
What?
It wasn't until like later on where I was like, I checked them out.
Oh, but you worked that show too, right? That's where I saw you.
Yeah, I was there too. Yeah, I was bartending that night. Yeah. But like, no, I checked them out before that show. Okay. But I'm saying early on, like when we first started the band, like 2013, people were saying, "Oh, you guys sound like Dance Gavin Dance," and I was like, "Who the hell's that?" You know what I mean? So, because I came from a metal background. I'm metal.
Yeah.
Metal.
Slayer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when I first heard you, as far as like my impression when I first heard you guys, I feel like if Metallica and like Red Hot Chili Peppers like made a baby, like that.
Yes,
that's what you guys.
That's pretty much
Like I feel like
yeah,
like a really good metal band or rock band, and then a really good like what is Red Hot Chili Peppers like? Not funk. Oh, funk.
Yeah, they're funk.
They started with funk back in the 80s.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, like funk and really
that funk punk stuff.
Yeah, and then like I feel like that.
Yeah, you know what it was too is that like the original idea of the band came from where it was like I was playing metal for a long time, and I just got kind of. I don't get me wrong, I love metal. I still listen to metal to this day, and I jam it daily. But like as a bass player, it wasn't always fun. You know what I mean? Like you're playing in like drop, B tuning and
everything's all flat.
I don't know. It stopped being fun for me. And the idea was to be in a band where you're inspired and influenced by metal, but you kind of have other ideas in there as well. You know what I mean? Because my brother, he's not a metal guitar player at all. He's influenced by metal. He listens to a lot of metal, but he's not totally metal.
So tell me about your relationship with your brother, dude. Like I know you guys have jammed a while for obviously like forever.
Yeah, right? Since he was 8 years old.
Damn.
Yeah.
So like through the transition of being in your youth with your brother playing music, how do you feel that being where you're at now? How do you feel like? How do you feel? How much you've gained from it? Like do you feel like more like I'm a better musician? I'm
definitely.
Tell me about it.
Definitely, because like early on, of course, he didn't know much. He was only like 8 years old. Yeah. You know what I mean? But he picked it up pretty quick. His dad's a guitar player, so he saw his dad jamming, and then he saw his uncles, jamming, and then of course I was playing in my band, so he caught on like it was like nothing, dude. Like he learned, I think, "Harvester of Sorrow" by Metallica was like the first song he learned.
Yeah,
at 8 years old.
I love that song.
Yeah,
dude.
It's very nice.
Yeah, so. And then early on, like, when I first started jamming with him, I was in there, like, my arms crossed, ready to talk shit. Like, especially if we were recording, earlier we were recording, like, singles or whatever. And I was in there, like, what the fuck is that, dude? Like, come on, man, what's wrong with you? But, I'm not realizing he was only, like, 14 years old, But because I knew how great he could be, because.
Yeah.
What's the age gap between them?
We are 9 years apart.
9 years apart?
Yeah.
9 years apart?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can see how like it might be intimidating for him when he was younger.
Yeah.
You being an older guy, like, yo, get your fucking shit together.
Come on, dude. Man. Come on, guitar player of the year. What the fuck?
No, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
No, it's the opposite.
Now, dude, like, they were like, I tried to go to every like this last recording we did. I would go to every session just because I want to be there. You know,
it's hard, dude.
But I honestly I only skipped one.
What?
Just one session.
What session? What?
That was a vocal session I might have missed of this last album. I missed one session, but I went to every single session. But anyway, before that, I was there with my arms crossed, you know, ready to talk shit to him. But now I don't even say anything about his guitar playing in the studio. He has such like he has a vision on his own.
Dude, he's really good.
Yeah, he's really so good at like layering, and he can make things sound so huge and big. Just, you know.
Here's one thing that I say, dude. Is like either you have it or you don't.
Yeah. No, that's true.
And that's with everything, dude. That's with like business owners, boxers, like you know, with these boxing people, bro. You got it. You got the talent. You're gonna make it. Like if you got the talent, you know, you're gonna make it, dude. Yeah. Like Aiden's got it in the heart, bro. Yeah. You know, like it's in there. You know. Yeah. And like to see how much all of y'all have grown together is really admirable, man. You know, like it's really cool. And not only like it goes back to what I said, dude. On the outside looking in, dude, like we see y'all grow, and grow and grow, and it's like, fuck, dude, like we've been there since like yo we're little itty bit. Nah, but yeah, dude, that's how it is, man. It's badass. Yeah, man,
he's something else. Like I've jammed with a lot of guitar players. There's no disrespect to them, but he challenges me. You know what I mean? Like he'll come with a riff, and I'm just like, what the hell do I do to that? Like what? There's so many like root notes I could choose, you know, because he uses these crazy like jazz chords and all these crazy frusciante chords.
Jazz chords, bro.
I don't know what. Yeah, he does. He's crazy. He does all these crazy things.
Is he like influenced by like a certain artist?
He's influenced.
Miles Davis, man.
He's like a mixture. Like he's a mixture of Omar from At the Drive-In, Mars Volta, John Frusciante. He's a big one. He loves John Frusciante, and of course, like, you know, he is influenced by metal. So like Dimebag, or you know, or and then of course Metallica, Hetfield, Hammett.
So where does the jazz come from?
You know what's funny is I actually bought him I was working at Hot Topic at the time.
Nice,
we were jamming the Flight of the Conchords album.
Oh, dude.
I
used to watch that show.
Yeah, dude. And
some of their songs were real catchy.
Dude.
So
I was like really into the music. I was, man, this is kind of cool.
Good,
like the chord progressions they were doing. And I showed it to my brother, and he was still pretty young at the time. And he like kind of took from it. Like he learned all those crazy chords they were doing. And yeah, man, it branched out. It was like a mixture of stuff.
So, I was wondering, dude, like, like all the effort and all the fucking hard work and all the hustle and everything that you put in, have y'all ever tried to shop record labels?
Yeah, for sure. You know, some of them respond and some of them just don't say anything. They say bad stuff.
They say bad stuff?
We've had people like quit spamming our emails.
Like who?
I can't say.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, no, you don't have to say.
No, you're
good. But what about the ones that have reached out to y'all? Like, I think y'all were with Lost Records, right? For a little bit?
For a little bit, yeah.
Lost Project, right?
Lost Project.
For a little bit. That's the name of the band. The guy who runs Lost Records is in that band Lost Project. And that's I don't know what happened with that. I don't know. I mean, nothing ever happened really.
Was it like I know it was like an indie thing, but it was like where you got like trial, like were you guys like trial one or something?
I don't know. There was bands on the label with us, and then we were on it. Then suddenly I'm not on it. Oh, okay. No like notification. No like, you know, screw you guys. Nothing. It was just like one day we're on it, and then next. But which I don't care. You know, I'm so cool with some of those guys. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's whatever. I mean, they really didn't. I don't know. I shouldn't say.
No.
No, you're good, dude.
Hey, man, you're in a safe haven here, dude. Yeah. Like, you know, obviously there's some stuff that you can't say and you can't say.
Yeah.
But like,
what is your like what is your take as far as like if a new band or a new, you know, like someone that's starting a band right now, they're like checking this interview out. What is your like
your advice?
What are like some tips that you recommend as far as like, you know, giving
trying to make it
right off the bat? I would say just make sure,
like, it doesn't have to be a certain genre, just like any type
any genre. Yeah,
just
make sure
coming out of the garage.
Make sure that you guys are ready to play. You know, that you're professional about it. You kind of, you know, I've seen some bands their first show, they're just like think they're rock stars or something. It's not a rock star.
No, it's not at all.
And there's no time for that.
As glamorous as
it's not glamorous.
No fucking way.
Make sure you're stage ready. Make sure you're tight. Make sure you kind of know some of the simple things. You know what I mean? Like, you finish playing your set, get off the stage as quick as possible. Mm-hmm. You don't need the drummer breaking down his entire setup.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad I've never seen that.
I've never seen that either.
Make sure you have gear. Don't come up to me after my set.
Like, bro, can I use
your entire rig and your bass?
Fridge cab.
Yes,
I think that's happened to us once. As far as our guitarist rig, like they wanted to use his whole rig, except minus the guitar, but just make sure you're stage ready. Make sure you're stage ready. Make sure you don't do any dumb things like that. Just you're tight. Whether you suck or not, that's subjective. You can figure that out later on. Just make sure you're stage ready and ready to go. That you have consistent songs and you can play like a 30 to 45 minute set. That's my first advice.
Nice.
And then everything else just comes with time. You know what I mean? Learning how to be in a band, learning how to promote, and learning that all takes time. And
dude, it does take time, and it takes experience.
Yes.
And, like, you're not gonna get it at first, because I will say personally that I've learned how to be professional when it comes to communication, marketing, and promotion because of the members of my band. Mm-hmm. So I will add to Andrew's comment that make sure that you work together as a unit when it comes to that. But one question I do have, Andrew, is what do you have planned in the future for Donella Drive, and what do you inspire to be in the next 5 years with Donella Drive? So that's two questions.
Okay, right off the bat, we're putting out a new album. It's called Bloomer, and it's going to be coming out in March, early, maybe before. It just depends.
How did y'all get that name, or like who?
It's kind of Aiden. That's an Aiden question for sure.
Okay.
He had this
Wish he could be here.
Yeah, I told him, but he was busy. Whatever.
That's all right.
But he had this whole theme and idea kind of behind it of why he want to kind of. Which is basically about like growing and evolving. From what we were to what we are now. And that's kind of the theme of the record. And it's still not like, I still feel like the record, don't get me wrong, the record's going to be badass. It's going to be some of our best music, but I feel like we could do better. And we've already we have like 5 songs that we have right now already ready to go almost. Nice. These little things we got to tweak here and there, just from Steven being in the band and throwing his ideas in there. I can't wait for the next steps, because some of the music right now is some of the best music I've ever been a part of. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And you can honestly say that now from the past that you
for sure.
Nice.
Like how much we've grown. Like we went in so stressed out about the singer situation, took it in our hands, and we went to Mac to record the album, and now the singing came out way better than we ever thought it was gonna be. Like, we're doing harmonies, and we wrote, me and Aiden and Steven really sat down together and came up with the melodies and the lyrics together. I mean, it was really totally like a group effort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We all sat there and try to come up with everything, as far as lyric wise, and Aiden kicked ass. Like it freaks me out.
Yeah. From the small teasers that you've shown me. I was really impressed, like a lot. I think Origami was like one of my favorite ones. The other one was Gooch. I know that's not the
we got some scratch titles.
But I think we have songs like that too. I think we have one song.
Yeah, we'll name them stupid ass names.
We have one song called Money Shot. And
Money Shot.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I think I had another band called had a song.
Dude, I'll never forget this, dude. So like when I first came back with Marilla Vo, dude, we played a show at the Falls, right? And like I saw a set list, and I'm like, all right, guys, this next song is called Money Shot. And then like Ro was laughing. I'm like, what are you laughing at? Like, I didn't know that's what it meant.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know it was a porn reference, dude. So I'm like, what the fuck are you laughing at? And then everybody's laughing. I'm like, what the fuck are you laughing at? Like, I don't fucking know. But no, dude, that's it. Like, one thing that I like about Mac, dude, is like he brings out the best in everybody.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that you guys went with Mac, because I know that whole thing, the being scared about the whole singing situation. I know it can be scary, but I'm so glad y'all went with Mac, just because like I know that guy's not gonna let anything fall through. As far as if it sounds weak.
He's
he's gonna make that shit sound. Any part of the song, he's gonna make that part sound perfect.
No, he definitely got the best out of Aiden, because Aiden Aiden's plan was to just straight up yell on the album. He just yell
like Golden, right?
Like Golden, yeah.
Okay.
But you know,
I mean,
we realized
there's times that you know.
Yeah. The thing about our music, there's dynamics to it. There's different. It's a ride. You know what I mean? It comes in waves. You know what I mean? So
yeah, of course.
So you know, Aiden, we just told him you got to sing, dude. You got to find that melody, and he found it. And he didn't sound weak. He sounds strong. You know,
dude.
All throughout the whole record.
Dude, Mac even told me and Miguel too, dude, that like he can sing. Like, but Mac was saying that like he never tried to before, and now like if you don't try, then you don't know.
Yeah.
And, like, he said that he tried and he could do it. So,
yeah.
So I'm really excited about the new shit that you got coming out, man. So you have a CD release coming up, right?
Yeah, it's going to be on March 14th at Limelight.
March 14th. Okay.
Mark y'all's calendars for that.
Yeah, March 14th at Limelight, and then of course we're going to shop the album, do everything we can to get it out there. Hopefully we're going to work on a tour. We are going to work on a tour, and you know, just keep it going, keep getting the name out there, keep working,
marketing, promoting.
Yeah,
dude.
And we have a lot of, you know, plans to get the music out there. And
yeah, dude.
Well, I'm glad you guys are like thinking all that through, because like I know there's some, you know, artists or bands that I've seen like will not market the album they're about to drop that they spent so much money on. Like,
it's just like, hey, we dropped this, check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Came out Monday. And the end. Yeah.
Or like they'll promote it to like an extent and like not continue to promote it. You know,
nah, dude.
Like,
this album's gonna be in your face nonstop.
Well, going back to Miguel's comment, dude, I think it depends on how hungry you are, dude. Like, I'm not gonna talk shit on people that just say, hey, we got a show, check it out. Like, I'm not gonna talk shit about them, but I will say that I give props to people who say like, all right, we got a show, and then they make like a video for it, and then they go out of their way to learn how to do pictures for it, and then they say like they just keep promoting on all the Facebook groups and all that shit. It's because they're hungry for it.
Yeah,
man. And it's like
you gotta want it.
Yeah, dude. It's like the analogy that I always go back to, dude, is Mike Tyson, bro. That motherfucker was hungry. Yeah, that dude was hungry, and the day that he lost,
he was so hungry. He was so hungry. He bit someone's ear off, dude.
Dude, this fucking guy. We don't talk about that here. No. But no, dude. I think it's cool, man, that like you're working with Mac, and there was a topic I was gonna go back to. I forgot. So Miguel, take it away. No, I forgot, dude. I was gonna say something important, dude, but I forgot.
As far as like you know, you guys doing what y'all do, as far as like everything pretty much independently right now. You know, I think that's one of the things bands don't realize when getting into a band. You know, like it's gonna be rough the first couple of years. Yeah. You know, like, or I mean, it doesn't have to be a couple of years. It can be, you know, who knows?
It all depends.
Who knows? You know, like the first year, you guys can like.
You got to win the musical lottery. That's what it comes down to. Either, you know, someone randomly sees you out of nowhere, or you know, you work to that point where you're getting recognized and people want to pick you up. It just depends. It's got to be. Stars got to line up, right place, right time. Yeah, it's got to be a mixture of things. Yeah, for you know, to get to that next level.
And I think that as far as like you know, as far as you guys, people knowing who you guys are already, and be like, oh yeah, Donella Drive, you know, like they instantly either think of you know, bass right away, or like just y'all's characters on stage. Yeah, you know, because I feel like Aiden has a pretty good.
Aiden is a total. Presence. He's a front man. He's got the looks. He's a character, man. And Steven just looks badass, you know.
Yeah, and then Steven has his whole persona as being a drummer, like a sick ass drummer, and then, you know, of course, you Seinfeld on stage. No, I was kidding. But like, I feel like there's three things that make like power to you guys as far as like making everyone kind of leaving a impression on everyone. Yeah. As far as like, you know, some bands still need to like work on that, which you know, it's kind of hard because
it takes time.
You don't know like what you're good at, or like what works for you guys on stage or live. It might just be like, you know, you might be really good at making interludes, you know, like that can be a thing for like the band, like you know, like they didn't really talk much, but man, they had fucking sick ass interludes or transition into songs, or songs can just speak for themselves, but at least, you know, like you know, just different things that people have to work on, you know, starting off.
Yeah, it's a mixture of drive and
you gotta really want it.
You gotta really want it. and everything else you kind of just figure out on the way. You know what I mean? And what's crazy about Steven is that like he kind of comes from like, and we didn't grow up with him, you know what I mean? But he comes from the same school as we did. You know, he's crazy talented. You know, he practiced a lot, and you know he jammed a lot of bands, and he wants it just as bad as we do. You know what I mean? He has the same drive we do.
For sure. When in the band, like who does all the networking? Because I feel like that's like a strong thing.
It is
to do in the band.
I
like
think Andrew does all
that.
that.
To survive. I do that. I do that, but I mean, we're like I said, we're trying to get more. Like the guys are trying to get more involved as well with that. But for the most part, like if it's like a random stupid post, like it's probably me. Yeah.
I mean, you guys are like just pretty good as far as like this year. Last year, 2019. Mm-hmm. Like I was seeing you guys pretty much like on my feet like almost every other day.
Wow.
Like promoting a show.
But let's go back to the marketing, dude. Like he's done. Donella has done pretty good in marketing.
Or studio. So. I feel like as long as you record your stuff and people are there to tag along and watch you guys grow.
Even if they don't like it, dude, they'll see it.
Yeah,
they'll see it.
Yeah, I don't mind that either. Yeah.
And that's I was telling Roy about this, dude. Like, cause we were doing like a sponsored post on Facebook, and like I don't know if y'all seen this, like with the sponsored post with like the DC with Harley Quinn, the new show. But like I keep seeing it. Now I'm gonna want to watch it because I keep fucking seeing it.
Yeah.
And like Ro was like, dude, even if people don't like Merlevo or like this other band or whatever, as long as they keep seeing it, they're gonna be like, okay, fine, I'll check it out.
Check it out, damn it.
Like Coca-Cola, dude, in your fucking face every day in the movie theater, dude. It's like, fine, I'll go get a Coke. You know.
It's true, man. It's true.
I think one of the coolest things I experienced with you guys was when we played a show at Limelight, and I was trying to get to the front of to take pictures of you guys.
You couldn't because they beat you up, dude.
But one was to take pictures of you guys, and then two was to get to like a lens or a battery, like that was in my gear bag by our gear that was aside from the stage.
Yeah.
And I remember like I just gave up, and I came back to talk to Roy. I was like, oh, what happened? He's like, what happened? I was like, oh, it's too packed. I couldn't get to the gear or like to the front. And then like it didn't hit me. And then until Roy said, he's like, say that again. And I'm like, I said it. And he's like, did you just hear yourself? He's like, we're at a local show. It's packed. And you couldn't get to the front. And I was just like, oh shit, like
that's badass.
We're like in a perfect time to start a band. I mean, I hope it continues. Like I hope like
I do too.
I think so.
I
think
hope
it will.
I hope people. I feel like most of the bands that were like in cliques either died off or they just stopped like being. I don't want to say relevant, but I said like they just. I don't know if it was like a financial things for them, or
but it goes back to what we said, dude. Like everything changes with time.
Yeah,
like at that time it was like Lonely Horse, and it was like Rumors. And
it
was like this and that, and like times are changing, and I don't know if they're that active anymore.
Yeah. So the thing is just like I don't know what happened to them, or just maybe the cliques, they were just real tight. They didn't want to talk to us.
Yeah.
Or other people like I'm pretty sure you've had the same experience.
Oh yeah, man.
Where like they didn't want to give the time of day.
And I'll play with anybody, man. We've literally been on bills where it's only deathcore.
Oh man, that happened to us. That happened to us one time.
And it's crazy too, because like I remember at the end of that night, had a kid come up to me. He was like, "Dude, like that was refreshing."
It was.
He was just like, you were the only.
So much deathcore. I just needed that.
Only band I remember. Because all the bands just like, not talking crap about deathcore. You know
no.
Yeah.
There are some deathcore bands I do like and appreciate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
we all do.
But you know what I mean. To hear that, you stand out.
Yeah.
And I that's how I like booking my bills too. I like the shows to be versatile. You know what I mean? It sucks to go to a show and every band just sounds the same. It just becomes one long night. I try and book bands, one that I like too, and then two that like, that's versatile, that do offer different things, not just one constant thing, because it just kills your ears.
Yeah.
No, dude, and what's crazy is me and Miguel actually put together a show, dude. We helped Michael Carrillo for the Winter Makes Me Miss You Fest 3, and I think that was back in 2017.
It was like,
And
20.
dude, like me and Miguel worked together, dude. We booked like 10 bands. I mean, obviously we worked.
Nah,
with Chris
it was
Blakely.
more than that.
Oh shit! I think it was like maybe 14.
It was
bands.
so weird because
Yeah.
it was.
But it was all diverse, dude.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
all
that's
diverse.
awesome, man.
Yeah, no, but it was so weird because like when I did that was the first show I ever booked, and I'm glad like Arturo helped me with that, and that's when I knew fuck this. I'm not
gonna do this.
I'm not gonna be a promoter. This is
It
not
was
my
a lot of
fucking
stress,
cup
bro.
of tea.
Yeah, dude, there
It
is,
was a lot
man.
of stress. Fuck that.
But just imagine 14 people hitting up for time slots.
Oh, it's hell.
Like just like different things.
And I had to put it together too, motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm glad that you helped me because like
Yeah.
I would have just been like on edge like the whole
Yeah.
time. I mean I was already on edge dealing with 14 bands, you know, and then but I'm glad everyone like showed up. No one canceled.
Yeah.
The other thing too was like speaking of, I don't want to say Chris Blakey, but like I think you played at the Crowver, right?
Yeah, a bunch of times for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
So we played the basement one time, and then speaking of the death metal, speaking of the death metal thing going on, we played with a couple like death metal or metalcore bands, and then we were like the second to last, and we were like the only like, I guess alternative rock band to play. And then like the other thing too was like it smelled like shit down there.
Yeah, it always did. It always did.
One, I was like the smell was just terrible, and then two was
It's a basement, bro. What the fuck
Yeah.
you expect?
yeah, true.
All the shit went there.
Dead bodies down like that.
And then second was like I never like felt that much. Like I worked in construction, and
Yeah.
I don't know if my body's just getting weaker because I don't do that anymore.
It is.
But it was like, oh my god, like going up those stairs with all the gear
With
back
my
and
8x10?
forth. Oh my god,
You
like
got the coronavirus, bro.
the coronavirus.
the coronavirus.
Hey man, so before we close it out, Andrew, I want to ask you one more question, bro.
Yes, sir.
And if Miguel wants to add on to it, it's cool, man. But one thing I do want to say, bro, is I got maybe like 2 questions.
Okay.
So, are you happy doing what you're doing with Donella Drive? And like, if you can tell me like a short, brief summary, what are the plans to get y'all farther? And before you answer, I know that you guys have done a lot, like fucking River City Rock Fest
Twice,
dude. Like
yeah.
people see that shit, dude. You know, and it's like with us too. When we open up for Adelaide's Way, that's like a Bud Light, like yeah, like you know. And we're not ashamed of that. That's cool,
Yeah.
man. But yeah. So what do you think? Like for my questions.
As far as
Or do you want me to ask again? My bad, because I added some stuff. Like, no,
Yeah,
like,
sorry.
are you happy? Are you happy with Donella Drive? And are you happy with the way that your life balances out with Donella Drive? And what?
Oh,
Whoa,
can
how
you
many
say-
questions is this?
it sounds like three.
Two.
Three or
I know.
four. But
Jesus.
No, I got you, man. But no, I'm happy. I wish, and which we'll get there. We're just trying to find more opportunities for us to get the band out there. Either that's playing with the right bands, and to get us in front of people.
But are you content now?
Oh no, never content.
Because you want more, right?
Yeah, you always want
That's
more.
what I
Yeah.
want to hear that shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
Never
because
content.
we're always hungry, dude.
Yeah, I'm
We're
hungry.
never content until we fucking get there.
I'm starving.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes,
Never
dude.
content.
My other, I have one question. Like
Okay.
as far as
Oh,
like.
Jesus, Miguel.
That's like there's 5 of us in our band, right? So
Yeah.
it's like I think we had this conversation earlier, just going through like
Venture's gonna fall.
different things as far as like going through 5 different filters, like how does
Red,
it
blue and green?
how does it work like when you guys are writing together, like
Oh yeah.
Okay.
where does it like when someone's going too far off the grid, or I don't want to say far off the grid, but
what
like
do you mean?
too far off where like you guys, all right, let's not go there. Or,
Yeah,
like, a
yeah,
certain
yeah. I know, I got you. Usually the way we write, Aiden is kind of like our primary guy. He brings like the majority
Like
of
the riffs.
yeah.
right?
Aiden brings the riffs
So
because
kind of like the structure of the song.
not even the structure. He'll just have riffs. Like
Riffs,
the structure gets changed and filtered through me and Steven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Aiden will kind of bring like the foundation. Me, I'm not the type of guy who's gonna sit and write 20 million riffs. Like I'm a vibe guy. Like that's how I write.
Got
like
you, yeah.
a lot of the riffs, like even on this new album, I wrote them like just spontaneous on the spot. Like I felt right and just added to the song. There's a song. It was called Scratch tried it. It's called Gooch, but now it's called The Uncertainty of Now. And I literally,
I'm glad you changed the name.
Yeah. Like literally, like Steven was doing like this like kind of drum double bass thing, and I wrote this riff because I just felt right to vibe what off Steven was doing. That's how I write. I write off. I bounce off other people.
Okay.
But yeah, so Aiden like pretty much brings the meat of the song. Like he'll either have a whole song written out,
like the foundation.
Yeah. He'll have the whole song written out, or he'll have at least like 3 or 4 riffs, and then we just kind of bounce off each other, vibe off each other, and usually how it works, like if it doesn't flow, if it doesn't feel right, it's rare when that song sticks. We don't try and force like, a song to happen. Right. If it doesn't happen naturally,
which would be the wrong way to do it.
If it doesn't happen naturally, and then it doesn't. Usually those songs don't last.
So how is it gonna be now with you guys being the primary singer? Like, how are you guys gonna look at songs now?
No,
like,
definitely. It's funny you bring that. It's cool you bring that up too, because we were writing a song probably like 2 practices ago, and we're writing all these crazy parts, but then Aiden kind of steps back, so you know what? Like, hang on, I gotta think about the vocals.
Yeah.
I gotta think about what I'm gonna be doing right there. So, let me take a step back and kind of think.
Let me just chill right here.
Let me chill right here. Let me play something a little more not simple, because some people think simple thing it's bad, but that's not always the case. Like So he'll kind of think about what he has to sing and play at the same time, because that's pretty much what it's coming down to when we were deciding who's going to be the singer in the band. Right. Aiden's just a better singer and guitar player than I. Because me, I still struggle with it.
No.
I mean,
me too.
Yeah.
Me too, dude.
Yeah.
Like I guess that goes to show like we're all on different levels with our craft. Because I wish that I could be a good guitar player like Miguel and Roy, but then again, I can sing and play guitar at the same time. I don't know if they can. So like everybody has their own craft.
Yeah.
Like it differentiates, but.
But I feel like if you still like continue like doing what y'all are doing right now, I guess like the new way, I feel like both of you guys will probably be like pretty sick as singers. Yeah,
and I hope so, which I know we will. Like,
oh yeah,
Aiden, like I said,
I love that confidence, dude.
No, I know we will, and like it's for everybody. Like, Aiden's crazy. He's just like, I don't know. He's on another level of just his writing, and he's crazy. He's psycho about it.
When it comes to Aiden, dude, like, I know he's really fucking good because I played with him with the Red Hot Chili Peppers tribute.
Yeah. I was there.
Like, yeah, I'm not so good with memorizing lyrics. Like, then again, like, Red Hot Chili Peppers isn't my favorite band, so like, that's my fault for not learning this shit. But at the same time, like, when I saw Aiden playing all of John Frusciante's shit, I'm like, dude, that guy's got the fucking gift. Yeah. Like, I know it, dude. Yeah. So, like for both of y'all to grow together, dude, like, I really want y'all to prosper.
Thank you, man.
Like seriously, dude. Like you said, dude, like you deserve so much because of the amount of work that you put in. Like, compared to someone sitting there like, oh, eating potato chips, fucking drinking beer. Like,
why isn't anything happening?
Yeah, nothing's happening, bro. Like, hey, man, play some fucking guitar. Like,
you know what? That's another tip for bands. Like, set goals for your bands.
Oh, yeah.
Always set goals, because if not, things get stagnant, things get stale, and people lose their drive.
Yeah.
Like, so that's another, I would say, like, always try and like have like a goal you're trying to accomplish. Like, keep it going, because if not, that's how bands fall apart.
Yeah.
True.
For sure.
Definitely. For sure.
Like, that was the thing, like, recording the album, like, like, after we put this one out, we already have plans for the next one.
Ooh.
So our goal is to put out two albums this year.
Yeah, fuck. Oh, so shit.
This year.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, because like I said,
these guys are going hard over here.
Yeah, five.
Fucking A.
Five. We have 5 songs. Like, either they need some cleaning up, tweaking, something. But they're close. Like,
it's gonna get done, guys.
Yeah,
it's gonna get done. No, dude. Well, thank you so much for coming on Vision Tone Media, man. It was nice having you. We're gonna have a couple more guests. So shout out to everybody that for looking out and checking us out. Vision Tone Media and Donella Drive. They've got a new EP coming out. It's an EP, right?
EP album. It's like 6 songs. 6 songs. Six
songs. Yeah,
that's EP.
They got a new EP coming out, so check them out. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna have more guests, possibly, hopefully, every week, every 2 weeks, something like that. And then my partner Miguel Natal from Vision Tone Media. So thank you guys so much. See y'all later.
And then Andrews, give his quick shout out real quick for the
yes.
upcoming show.
Okay, we have album release show. It's gonna be March 14th at Limelight, and then it's called Bloomer. It should be out. We're hoping either late February, early March. It'll be on Spotify. It'll be on iTunes. But right now, you can check out an album we have on there called Anomalous, and that's another previous album we put out in 2015.
Awesome. You gotta check it out.
Yeah,
and we have a couple singles out. Golden, that was our first song with Steven on drums. And then we have another song called Feel Better. Yeah, you can check us out Spotify, iTunes. Wherever you get your music is where you can find it. And then
check it out.
On Instagram, we're on Instagram at Donella Drive, Twitter at Donella Drive, and Facebook.com/Donella Drive.